to say hi. This is Mr. H. I want to thank the Hot 120 Degrees staff for bringing me back out here. They got me out in the streets right now doing this actual video for YouTube. Listen, I got my destigmatize my color shirt. The actual destigmatize my color shirt. Got the Hot 120 Degrees logo on the back. Make sure you get your shirts. Today we want to talk to you about a topic. We don't want to take up a lot of time. We want to talk to you about a topic that's going on in the NBA. And the question is, are they doing Carmelo dirty? Many of you know Carmelo Anthony, great basketball player. Uh, Played on Denver, played on the Knicks. Um, when he was on the Knicks, he kind of got into a little squabble with Phil Jackson over contract. He had a clause in his contract that says, he had a no trade clause in his contract. And for a few years, I think that was between 2014 and 2016, maybe a little bit of 17. But for years, they were fighting, battling that. And I think Phil Jackson wanted him out. Carmelo was standing his ground. And I think that helped him develop a reputation in the NBA because of his consciousness and because of the wisdom of um, his agent to put that no clause in there. I mean, Phil Jackson couldn't. When Phil Jackson wanted to trade people out to build a better team, he couldn't do it because he couldn't get around to Carmelo Anthony, and that caused a lot of problems. And the question becomes now: are they doing him dirty? Meaning, other teams, are they not considering him? Are they bad mouthing him? Are they causing rumors behind the scene about this guy, causing him not to be able to keep a job in the NBA right now? I don't know. This is what we're talking about. Are they doing Carmelo dirty? Is he blackballed? Has he developed the reputation that he's uncoachable? Is he? Are people looking at him as uncoachable? Can they manage him? I know when he played in Denver, there was a question. He had a problem with that his first coach, and the first coach got fired. Actually, um, there's always been a question about his defense, whether he plays well. And as I tell young people who play basketball, you can score all day, but if you want playing time, you need to learn how to stick defense and be willing to play defense. The guy that plays defense will get the playing time, whether he's scoring on the court or not, because you gotta want to play defense. And anybody that's been studying Carmelo game, we kind of know that he lacks on the defensive side. Um, at this time in his career, could it be the defense? His unwillingness to play tight defense, or has he developed a reputation that you can't work with him? And when I mean that, I'm not talking about among the players. I'm talking about in people in the GM roles. I'm talking about the organization presidents. I'm talking about the owners. Are there rumors going on or conversations going on when nobody wants to work with Carmelo? Could it be that, or could it be things going on in his life? Who knows? But what we do know is currently he's not on the team. And we know that he played on the Rockets. I think after eight games, they got rid of him. When they really needed a player like him, they got rid of him. So that speaks volumes to something's going on, whether Carmelo's conscious of it or not. Um, he's not good enough to be on nobody's bench. I don't know. But again, did the Zen master or puppet master ruin Melo's reputation? Did Phil Jackson play a role uh, in this guy being blackballed in the NBA? If you notice the picture, Phil is one of the behind the scene guys. Got a lot of power in the league because of the championships he won with not Michael Jackson, Michael Jordan, and then the championships he came back and won with Kobe. And I think Shaq was part of that as well. So uh, Phil Jackson's reputation in the league is well established. And then in New York, he was in the upper management, and him and Carmelo was beefing. Is that the beginning of the spiral for Carmelo? I mean, the question you got to ask yourself: here's a player that you know played with some of the greats, came in with some of the greats, came in with LeBron and I believe Dwayne Wade and all them in that draft. And now Dwayne Wade is retired, LeBron is still playing. Carmelo's 35 years old, and it seems like nobody wants to hire him in the NBA. Is it him or is it them? Are they doing him dirty? I don't know. Did Phil make some phone calls and tell some people not to hire him? Who knows? But these are questions that we got to ask because we know that the brother still got some ball in him, and he's unable to get a job. I know at this time everybody talking about Colin Kaepernick not being able to be hired, but I think under the radar we have Carmelo. You know Carmelo is not able. Seem like he's not able to land a job. Now, could it be his home life, his la, or that mystery chain causing Melo problems? I don't know. I mean, I know they got back together to reconcile, but I think recently they split. So is it his home problems causing him problems on the court, where he's just frustrated and don't want to perform, or he just need a break, or what is it? Who knows? Is it that mystery chain that he's wearing? You notice that chain that he has on? It's the same chain that Jay-Z wore that really just freaked out TMZ and popular culture. They didn't understand that. Let me give you a little insight on that chain. That chain right there is a universal. That emblem on that chain is a universal flag. It represents knowledge, wisdom, understanding, freedom, justice, and equality. It represents man, woman, child. In the middle of that emblem is a seven, and most of us that understand and that are wise, we understand seven is the number of God. Then on that same emblem, you see black and gold, and you see the black going to gold, and that just stands from going from darkness to light, and that represents the people. So when you see that emblem, I can do a whole video on just that emblem itself. Um, that is a universal flag that represents the gods and earths um, on the planet, in the universe. So when you see that, that's not no Illuminati or some stuff like that. That's the original flag, and since Trump and a lot of people out here touting and putting their flags up for white supremacy, maybe it's time for the original people to turn back to their flag, and that's one of the flags of the original people of the earth. But let's go back to it. Is it Lala? Is it the fact that he wearing this mysterious chain? Now that you have a little bit of knowledge behind the chain, go do some more research on it. Is he changing? Does he see the world differently? Is basketball not a priority anymore? I think his net worth is maybe $120 million. I don't know the exact number on that, but I think it's around 120 million. Maybe he doesn't need any money anymore. Who knows? All we know is that he cannot land a job, and I think it's been a year and a half that he hasn't been on the team. Another conversation that's going on is, can LeBron save his career? Now, people say, well, can LeBron move a few things around and bring him to the Lakers? We don't know if those conversations are going on. We do know that there's some documentation that LeBron did talk to the Cavs at one time to bring Carmelo onto the team at that time. You see that this is a younger picture, and these guys are friends, man. So maybe it's time for LeBron to do the big homie thing and make a phone call for his brother. And maybe if he don't get on the Lakers, maybe somebody else owe LeBron a favor in the league, and maybe it's time for LeBron to do it. Who knows? We just know that they have a strong relationship, and we know that Carmelo's not on the team. Is it the politics of the league that's stopping this great player from being on the team? Is he being, are they doing him dirty? Is he being blackballed? And the other question is, why aren't we talking about it? When he came in the league, he was hot. He still got some ball in him. He's still part of the NBA and hip hop culture. He and his wife, but yet nobody's talking about that he might be being blackballed by the league. I know we're talking about the rumors of him possibly being on a yacht somewhere in the south of France with another woman that looks like Lala. Yeah, we're talking about those things. You know what I mean? We like to go into people trash and put that out. But the question is, are the powerful figures in the NBA blackballing this guy, and why? And how do we resolve that? Are they doing Carmelo dirty? So I want to hear your comments on this. Make sure you comment. I want you to subscribe to the page. You'll see somewhere below where you can subscribe to the page, because we're going to bring you the hot topics that nobody's talking about in its purest and truest form. And this is what we're going to do. And this is what we do. Again, I want to thank the Hot 120 staff for bringing me out to the streets. We out here to do this video. I got my, like I said, I got my destigmatize my color shirt on. And on the back, you'll notice. On the back, you'll notice that Hot 120 degree logo. Just food for thought. Carmelo is one of the guys that we like, represented us well. So let's shine some light on that. Let's get to the bottom of this to see if he's actually being blackballed by the league, or he's just giving up on basketball, or is it time for him to retire? All we know is he's not on the team right now, and we do know that he's still better than many players in the NBA. Peace.